In this video, we'll be looking at inequalities. So this is the January 2015 inequality question. It says solve for x where 2x minus 7 is less than or equal to 3. So we have 2x minus 7 less than or equal to 3. So with this question, we're going to collect like terms. So this negative 7, I'm going to bring it over the inequality sign. I'm going to have 2x less than or equal to 3. Now, this negative 7, when it goes over the inequality sign, it will change sign from negative to positive 7. So we're going to simplify here. So we have 2x is less than or equal to 10. Now, we're solving for x, so we're going to have to get rid of this 2 by dividing both sides by 2. Remember, anything you do on one side, do it on the other side. So 2 would cancel 2, so we would have x is less than or equal to 5. That's for 1 mark. Now, the following question, or the follow-up question, they said if x is a positive integer, list the possible values of x. Now I'm going to repeat. If x is a positive integer, list the possible values of x. So they're referring to the possible values that satisfies this inequality. Now, first part of the question, second part of the question. Now we need to list some values for x. So x would be equal to, so a set of values for x, positive values for x that satisfies this inequality. Now 1 would be the first possible value, because 1 is less than 5, 2 is less than 5, 3 is less than 5, 4 is also less than 5, and 5 would be the final answer. Now 5, it's not less than 5, but 5 is what? 5 is equal to 5. So we would consider 5 to be in the possible values. If they only had an equal, the less than sign without the equal sign, the values would stop at 4. But because they have the equal sign, we'd have to include 5. So that's the remember, this is the January 2015 past paper inequality question. Now the second question we'll be looking at, this one is the January 2018 past paper inequality question. So it's similar to this one, but a slight difference in the how they structure the question. So I'm going to have, so remember, in each with each example, you can pause the video, try the question, and then see if your answer would be correct. So we have 3 minus 2x greater than 5. So as I did the first question, I'm going to collect like terms. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to even solve this question 2 ways. So I'm going to bring this positive 3 over the inequality sign. I'm going to have minus 2x greater than 5 minus 3. Then I'm going to have minus 2x greater than 2. Then remember, I'm going to have to divide both sides by 2. But if you realize this 2 has a negative sign, so whenever we're dividing dividing x, which the coefficient for x is negative 2x, whenever we're dividing by a negative number to solve for x, I'm going to have to change the inequality sign. So I'm going to have minus 2x divided by minus 2. Instead of greater than, I'm going to have less than 2 divided by negative 2. So negative divided by negative is positive. Positive x is less than negative 1. So this would be our answer. So this is just one way in which you could solve the question. I'm going to solve the question a different way, in which I'm going to bring the negative 2x over this side, so, and bring the 5 over this side. So I'm going to have 3 minus 2x greater than 5 minus, so remember, I'm going to bring this minus 2x over this side, and I'm going to bring the positive 5 over this side. So I'm going to have 3, this positive 5, when it comes over, it's going to turn negative 5 greater than this negative 2x, when it goes over this side, it's going to turn positive 2x. So 3 minus 5x is negative 2 greater than 2x. Remember, we're solving for x. I'm going to have to divide both sides by 2. So 2 would cancel 2. So I would have x less than negative 1. Now, if we rewrite this solution, putting x on the left hand side, we would have x. Remember, this point is pointing to x. I'm going to have to write like this, minus 1. So that would be our answer. So you see, same answer. So the follow-up question for this inequality question, they said represent your answer in B1 and a number line shown below. So in this particular exam, they draw the number line for you. So what you need to do, you need to just represent the answer and the number line. So I'm just going to replicate the number line here. So this is the number line. We have an arrow here. We have 4, we have 3, we have 2, we have 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, arrow here. So with our solution, we had x is less than minus 1. So we need to find minus 1. So this is minus 1. I'm going to put a circle over it. Now this does not have an equal sign on it, so I'm not going to shade the circle. Now, which side of this number line indicates that the values of x is less than minus 1? Now, we're going to point the arrow in this direction. So all values in this direction is less than minus 1. So remember, if we had an equal sign attached to this, we would have to shade the circle. So I'm going to look at another question. This is the January 2016 inequality question. So it's a bit different from the one that we did before. So I'm just going to go ahead and go get into this question. So remember, you can pause the video, try the question, and then see if your answer is correct. So we have 8 minus x less than or equal to 5x plus 2. Now, as I said, we're going to collect like terms. So I don't really want the x to be negative, so I'm just going to bring all x's on this side and bring all numbers on that side. So I'm going to have 8 minus 2, because this is positive when it goes over a turn. Remember, the sign will change. Less than or equal to 5x. This is negative x when it goes over a turn. Positive x. So we have 8 minus 2, 6, less than or equal to 6x, because 5x plus x is 6x, and I'm going to divide both sides by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1, so we have 1 is less than or equal to x. And I don't want to get mixed up in how I read the inequality sign. It's just that when I'm reading the inequality sign, the inequality in this direction, when I'm reading the inequality in this direction, I'm saying 1 is less than or equal to x. But if I'm reading the inequality in that direction, I would say that x is greater than or equal to 1. So remember, I'm just going to solve it 2 ways. So this one, I'm going to solve it the other way as well. I'm going to bring the 5x on this side and bring the 8 on that side. So remember, we have 8 minus x less than or equal to 5x plus 2. Then I'm going to bring all the variables on this side, meaning the stuff with the x's. I'm going to bring the 5x on this side. I'm going to bring the 8 on that side. So I'm going to have minus x minus 5x less than or equal to 2 minus 8. So this is positive 8 when it goes by turn, negative. So we have minus 6x, because negative x, negative 5x, we add them together and then keep the sign, negative sign, is less than or equal to negative 6, because 2 minus 8 is negative 6. So remember, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 6. As I'm dividing both sides by negative 6, I'm going to spin around this inequality sign. So I'm going to have greater than or equal to minus 6 divided by minus 6. So remember, negative divided by negative is positive. So I'm going to have x is greater than or equal to 1. So remember, see, same result. Remember, if I'm reading it in this direction, I'm saying what? X is greater than. Remember, realize that the mouth is opened to the x. So x is greater than or equal to 1. X is greater than or equal to 1. So we have the same result. Now, the follow-up question, we're supposed to represent our answer and a number line also. So I'm just going to replicate the number line here, as I said before. So we have 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 with an arrow on this end. Now, x is greater than or equal to 1. So we should locate or identify 1. So here's 1. This is 1. I'm going to put a circle right over this 1. Now, there's an equal sign attached to this inequality sign. So I'm going to shade this circle. So that means x is equal to 1. Now, x is what? Greater than 1. So I'm going to have to point an arrow in this direction. Why? Because all values in this direction is greater than 1. So that would be our answer for that question. So remember, you can always pause the video and attempt the question. So I'm going to be looking at a few more questions. This one is the what? This one is the mere. I think this question is the mere. This one is the mere 2019 inequality question. So remember, you can pause the question, pause the video, try the question, then check to see if your answer is correct. So I'm going to look at this one. This one is it's a bit different from the regular questions. Now, we have so with this one, we have, they say, given that x is a real number, solve the inequality. So as I said, this inequality is a bit different, so probably I might have to solve it 2 different ways so that persons can really get the hang of this question. And then afterwards, they say we're supposed to represent our answer on a number line. Now we have minus 7 less than 3x plus 5 less than or equal to 7. Now, with this inequality question, if you realize that we have 2 inequality signs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to solve the question 2 different ways. So the first way, I'm not going to group anything. I'm just going to solve it as it is. And then the other way, I'm going to solve this section first. Then I'm going to solve this section afterwards. So let's solve the question. So as you can see, we have like terms. This 5 is similar to the 7 and negative 7. So I'm going to bring it on both sides of the inequality signs. Because realize we have 2 inequality signs. So I'm going to bring the 5 on this side. I'm going to bring the 5 on the other side also. So I'm going to have minus 7, positive 5. When it goes over, it turns negative 5 less than 3x less than or equal to 7 minus 5. Then I'm going to simplify. So we have this is minus 12. This is minus 12 less than 3x less than, this is 2. Because 7 minus 5, 2. Minus 7. Why did I put minus 4 here? This is minus 12. This should be minus 12. Now, we have minus 12 here, less than 3x, less than or equal to 2. Now, we're solving for x, so that means I'm going to have to get rid of this 3 by dividing both sides by 3. Remember, anything we do on one side, do it on the other side. So we have 2 sides here, so we do it on everything. So 3 cancel 3, so we're going to have minus 4 less than x less than or equal to 2/3. Now, this would be our solution. But as I said before, I'm going to solve it 2 ways. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to rewrite the question. And I'm going to have, so minus 7 less than 3x plus 5 less than or equal to 7. Now, as I said before, I'm going to solve this side first. So what I'm going to do, this resembles the first question that I did, or the second one. So I'm going to bring the 5 over this side. So I'm going to have 3x plus 5 less than or equal to 7. Then I'm going to bring over this 5. I'm going to have 3x is less than or equal to 7 minus 5. 3x is less than or equal to 2. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So x would be less than or equal to 2/3. That's the answer that we got up here. Then I'm going to solve the other side. So put my finger here. So I'm going to have right here. So I'm going to have this side to solve. So I'm going to have minus 7 less than 3x plus 5. So I'm going to bring this 5 over this side. So I'm going to have minus 7 minus 5 less than 3x. This is minus 12 less than 3x. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. X would be greater than minus 4. So as you can see, it's the same answer as we got up here. Now the follow-up question, they said we're supposed to represent our answer on a number line. So I'm going to do so. So I'm just going to replicate the number line here. So we have an arrow here, they put a 0 here. So what I'm going to do, let's do this one down here. So we have x is greater than minus 4. So we need to put on two minus values here, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So we're supposed to locate this 4. We're not going to shade the circle because we don't have any equal sign attached to the inequality sign. So what we need to do now, we need to put on the arrow. So we need to pay attention to this inequality sign. So we're going to read it in terms of x. X is the subject, so we're going to read it in terms of x. So x is what? Greater than negative 4. So that means all values in this direction is greater than negative 4. Negative 3 is greater than negative 4. Negative 2 is greater than negative 4. Negative 1 is greater than negative 4. And so on in that direction. Now the other solution for x, we had what? X is what? Less than or equal to 2/3. Now we can put 1 here. And we need to split this region into 3. So this would be 1/3. This would be 2/3. So we need to locate 2/3. So this is 2/3. So put a circle over it. Then we're going to shade the circle. Why? Because x is equal to this 2/3. Then we need to represent the put on the arrow. So x is less than. All values in that direction is less than 2/3. So this would be our solution on the number line. So I'll be solving one more inequality question. And that's it for inequalities. So this is the 2018. This is the May 2018. I should say, yeah, this is a May 2018 CXC inequality question. So we're just going to go right into the question. So they said solve the inequality 3x minus 1 less than 11. 1 mark. So we have 3x minus 1 less than 11. So I said we're going to collect like terms. So I'm going to bring this negative 1 over the inequality sign. I'm going to have 3x less than 11 plus 1. 3x is less than 12. Divide both sides by 3. X would be less than 4. So that's the solution for the first part of the question. The second part of the question is that we're supposed to solve 2 less than or equal to 3x minus 1. So we have 2 less than or equal to 3x minus 1. So I'm going to collect like terms. I'm going to bring them negative 1 on this side. So I'm going to have 2 less 2. This is minus 1 when it comes to return positive. So it would be 2 plus 1 less than or equal to 3x. So 2 plus 1 is 3 less than or equal to 3x. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So this is 1. So 1 is less than or equal to x. If we want, we can rewrite this in terms of x, letting x be on this left hand side. So we have x is greater than or equal to 1. Remember, we have to write it as it is here. The inequality sign is open towards the x, so that is it. So this would be the solution for the two first questions. Then we have a follow-up question in which I said represent the solution to less than or equal to 3x minus 1 less than 11. Now, if students pay attention to the question that you're solving, you'd realize that this question is a follow-up question to the first piece that we did. So I'm just going to rewrite it here. So we have 2 is less than or equal to 3x minus 1 less than 11. Now, if I should put my finger over this section of the question, you'd realize that this section here is equal to this. And if I should put my finger over this section, you'd realize that this section here is this. So all we need to do is represent the solutions for these two that we solved before and the number line. So our solution was x is less than 4 and x was greater than or is greater than or equal to 1. So I'm just going to replicate the number line. So I'm going to have put down arrows here. This is 0, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5. This one is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Now x is less than 4, so we need to locate 4. This is 4. Remember, we're not going to shade the circle. X is less than 4. All values in this direction is less than 4. Then we have what? X is what? Greater than or equal to 1, so we have to find 1. This is 1. So we're going to shade it. And x is greater than, so all values in this direction is greater than 1. So this is the region that they want. So I'm just going to fix it up a bit here. So if you want, you could have it like this also. So this would be the region that the solutions would be referring to. So this would be our region. So I'm going to solve one last question on this inequality. So this one is a 2011 past per question. They say solve the inequality 5 minus 2x less than 9. So we have 5 minus 2x less than 9. So I'm going to calculate terms. I'm going to bring the 5 on this side. So I'm going to have minus 2x less than 9 minus 5 minus 2x is less than 4. Now, the coefficient on the x squared is negative, and remember, when you're dividing by a negative number, you have to change the sign. So I'm going to have minus 2x divided by minus 2 greater than 4 divided by minus 2. So I'm going to have cancels here, so x would be greater than negative 2. X would be greater than negative 2. Now the follow-up question, they said if x is an integer, determine the smallest value of x that satisfies the inequality in A1 above. So the smallest possible value of x that satisfies the inequality. Now they said if x is an integer, so you have to pay attention to the words that they use. If x is an integer, what are integers again? You have to remember that integers are positive and negative numbers, and they usually use z to represent integer. So z. So we need to determine the smallest possible, because they even had smallest as capital letter. The smallest possible integer that satisfies the inequality. Now, integer, so it could be a positive number, could be a negative number. But remember, which negative number is smaller than negative 2? Let's look at this number line. Remember, after 0, we have negative 1, then we have negative 2, we have negative 3, negative 4. Now, which number, negative 2 or negative 1, would you say is smaller? Now, there isn't any equal sign here, so we cannot use negative 2. So the answer, x, would be equal to negative 1. Negative 1 is smaller than negative 2. So negative 1 is greater than negative 2. What I realized I said a while ago, I said that negative 1 is smaller than negative 2. What I should have said was negative 1 is greater than negative 2. But they said the smallest possible integer. They said the smallest possible integer. So the answer in this case would be still negative 2. Negative 1, sorry. So that would be our answer for that question. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying with this last one. -1 is greater than -2. Probably you could look at it as and say that it's better to owe $1 than to owe $2. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but yeah. So that would be the that would be it for the inequality videos.